Alright, so it might take a little bit more. I kind of decided to make myself a snack to be able to last for the entire stream, and as it turns out, I vastly uh, underestimated the time it would take to make said snack. So I will be there shortly, in about a few minutes, perhaps. So, funny story. I messed up my recipe. So, no snacks for me this time around. Alright. Anyways, let's see about starting this. Let's see. Here we go. Hello there. So, yeah, sorry. Don't worry too much about it. So. Oh, that's gonna be. Oh, wait, no, that's fine. Alright, I apologize. This is still like the first time yeah, this is like the first time I stream on YouTube. So a lot of stuff is still kind of a bit broken at the moment. I do know the subscriber count doesn't seem to work at the moment. I was trying to fix it, but somehow it doesn't want to, so who knows. Let me just open up the right thing. There we go. There we go. So, where were we? Where were we? Right. So, no snacks. I do have plenty of water, though, to at least quell the hunger. I'm gonna be fine. It's, worst case scenario, I'm gonna make a slightly smaller stream, for starters. Which is fine, because, again, first YouTube stream, which means I'm going to be mostly doing this to test the waters, see how much more different it is from Twitch, you know? So yeah, already very different in the way you can kind of like start to stream stuff. I don't know if you have to do it that way, but you kind of have to link it in a pretty weird way, and you kind of have to like set up a lot of details for the stream, including the thumbnail and everything. So it took me a while longer to kind of like start streaming there. Anyways, I do have a few other things to potentially talk about, but I'm going to try and do it while we're actually doing the actual stream, I guess. Perhaps. Or maybe I should take care of it right now. You know what? I should probably take care of it right now while I look for some references to put into my thing. We're going to be doing some arts today, so yay, arts! It's been a while since I did an arts thing on stream. Thing is, I don't exactly know what I'm gonna be drawing on stream. I have a few things I could put up. Overall though, we'll see. I think I have an idea. I think I have an idea already of what I might be doing for this stream. What I might be drawing for this stream, more specifically. There we go. So then, oh, it's taking a while. Whoops. Might be too big a file. Where was I? I am also looking into some other things to expand. Um, some of you might notice that on my channel there's another featured channel, the Akjam TV channel, and I'm gonna explain it real quick. Basically, basically the this channel right here, Akjam Live, is gonna be for the live stream content, the VODs, live streams, maybe with a bit of trimmed down stuff in case there's like too much emptiness, or in case the stream is like split in two and stuff like that. Meanwhile, the Akajam TV channel is going to be mostly for edited content. So, for example, edited down streams of games I play so that it goes from like 3-6 hours to like something more manageable, like 10 or 15 minutes. It's also where I intend to potentially put up shorts in the future. So if that's content that interests you, well, don't hesitate to talk about it, and don't hesitate to subscribe over to that channel. Other than that, I'm working a little bit on the Ko-fi page so that it's a little bit less barren, and a little bit more functional. One of the things I do intend to add in the near future on this are commissions. I'm potentially looking into like trying to commission people. I do have some experience in it from a past life, and if in case you're wondering what kind of drawing will be featured in there, well, that's in part what this stream is for as well, since I'm going to be drawing live, and you'll be able to see a bit what I'm all about, what kind of art I do. So yeah, I think that takes care of most things. Wow, that is a huge file. Wow. And I don't actually need it. Alright, so let me see real quick about where did I put it? Huh. I seem to have misplaced it. Alright. I have okay. I know what we are going to be doing. This, and call it this, and this, there we go. Add a layer and save it to, there we go. Alright, so then. I'm not exactly done with grabbing everything, but this is probably a good starting point. So let me just switch things real quick. And there we go. So, how do I present this, actually? Well, I don't know how to present it, but let's see. I've been practicing drawing a little bit. Been drawing some Dnd characters and stuff, and there's one character in particular that I've drawn recently, which is this one right here. So, little gremlin goblin kind of character with stuff in here. Basically, the character is a Circle of Spores druid in D&D 5th edition. Basically, that means druid that uses mushrooms to do stuff and somehow raise the dead, because that is apparently a power that mushrooms have. You know? It's, you know, that thing where you're... That thing, people heard where, like, ants are sometimes being mind controlled by mushrooms and stuff like that. That kind of stuff. So, this was a sketch I made just to, like, kind of figure out what that character was gonna look like. But this is not exactly what I'd call finish, you know? However, I want to have a bit more personality here, so what I'm going to be doing is a sketch that has a bit more polish to it, or maybe even like a complete drawing. Like, if you had a look at what's it called again? Right, if you had a look at my Twitter, you've probably seen something like this before. This is kind of like the kind of style I'm aiming for the Goblin one, except maybe a bit more, I don't know, a bit more polished, perhaps? Perhaps. So, yeah. I guess with that we can get started, and I can start shutting up for a bit, probably. Anyways, let's see. Also, hi Arl. Glad you could join the stream. Let's see, so first things first, I'm just gonna prep the background a little bit, so that I know what I'm working with. Just kind of makes it easier with painting everything. Got this right here. There we go. Now what I'm doing is just simulating a bit what paper is kind of like. So what I usually do for that is I just get this background, which is, yeah, I just get like this color for the background, which is kind of like a what's the word again, like a light beige, something like that. Maybe a bit more, yeah, something like that, like a light beige. And I then, right, afterwards I add this texture, which is part of like the default textures here. Doesn't really matter too much for me, like it's a default texture, but I could potentially make my own if I wanted to spice them up. Currently though, I mostly just take the texture, scale it up or down, twist it a bit, and use this button, which you cannot see on the stream because I am dumb. How should I do this? Okay, how do I do this? Okay, hold on. I have an idea. Give me just a sec. Let me just go change this in the studio thing. Display capture. Probably. I don't know if there's a way to crop this, but there is. I'll try and figure it out. Bum, 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 bum. Or I could do this like that. That works too. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, there we go. All right. This is going to help quite a bit. So, yeah, let's go with that. Let's transition real quick. So now you can see the entire window here. And as I was saying, yeah, there's this button right here in Clip Studio Paint called Change Layer Color. This button is kind of magical. Basically, whatever you have in this thing, you click on this, and it's gonna create its own kind of gradient thing. Darker colors are going to be assigned to the layer color, and in this case, yeah, and the subcolor is going to be for the lighter colors. So you can use this to create like pretty quick gradients, or to turn a sketch layer into like a blue sketch layer so that it's easier to see stuff. I use it to like take grayscale stuff and quickly give them a color of my liking. So for example, I can go and take this one, put this here, and there we go. I've got something that's a bit more paper colored. I can then adjust the opacity, change the blending mode, and with that I've got something that's kind of alright. Just a bit of texture to add to my background. And that's that. So I got BG here. Alright, so I'm just gonna go back out of this. And there we go. This is pretty helpful actually. That way I get to what's the word again? Yeah, that way I get to like do more detailed presentations for these things. Alright, now a thing I'm going to be doing real quick is this character's weapon. Basically, she has kind of this signature weapon, which is kind of like a more or less kind of like a sacred staff kind of thing, which has mysterious engravings on it and is covered in mushrooms. So first thing I'm going to be trying to do is something like that. So to do that, I'm going to switch to this marker, make sure that it looks kind of nice, cool, and I'm just gonna kind of like try and start with getting sort of a silhouette thing going. So yeah, the stick is yeah, the stick is kind of like more like a bonking stick, and I realize I kind of keep covering the screen, so give me a second while I fix that. There we go. Now I can do it like this. Cool. So, kind of like a bonking stick kind of thing. Can get some, oh, I don't have my references out. Okay with that. That works. Cool. So, cool. Let's go with that. So I can add like some mushroom stuff here. Like at the tip or whatever. It's like some mushroom-ish shapes. And add some of these sacred engravings here, there. Something like that. Maybe a bit of band here. And there we go. With that, we kind of have a Sacred Club kind of silhouette here. If I wanted to, like... If I were going full in with my design work, I would be, like... doing multiple of these, perhaps just copying it over and over and just doing multiple variations on these. But for now, this is plenty enough, I guess. Delete layers, there we go. Just something a bit, yeah, something like, wooden here, there. That eventually splits off into, like, being pretty overrun with mushrooms. With, like, some, little particles, little bits of spores here and there for this. So we got something akin to our bat thing. Could probably just use this and just kind of move it around. Move it like this. I did have a I did have an idea for the key art thing, where it would basically be this, kind of like put into the ground, like this, when it, sort of, and the character is kind of like, character is kind of, hanging from it, just kind of, yeah, just kind of using it. How do I describe this? Oh, hey, Tron. Hi, welcome to the stream. I'm just doing some art for a character. You might recognize her, so basically, how do I explain this? Basically, the character is kind of, she has, she has her hand here, she has her head here, she kind of, like, looks over the distance. And kind of like this. Something like this. At least that's kind of the idea I had for this. Yeah, that works. So let's go with the ears as well. Here. Right here. Just trying to get the, most of the, silhouette done. And thus we get this. Let me just something like that here, there. Got the thing here, which actually just goes down to there. I'm definitely going to have to adjust some of the proportions here. But right now this is just to kind of like get an idea of where everything is. So, yeah, so we got this here. Okay. All right. Huh. Maybe a bit more like this. That works. Alright. So, copy this. And let's scale it up a bit. That's not looking too bad. So, yeah, let's see. Everything seems good. Alright. Now then, next step. Stretch a bit. And let's keep going. Again, as I've, oh, whoops. As I've said earlier, you can use this to kind of like turn this picture like this. Reduce the color, and now I can sketch over it with more useful stuff. I will start by just resizing some parts of it. Whoops. I am using the selection tool with like transform tools for this. Generally, I'm fine with doing this when it's this early in the whole process, because it's kind of like, well, there's no way this is gonna be like the finished product, you know? Usually this works better for like sketches, silhouettes, whatever. Once you're at the line art phase, it kind of becomes trickier to use. And if we're talking about the finished picture, using these kind of tools is going to be, well, using these kind of tools to affect your proportions, well, it's kind of too late at that point. It's gonna be like more trouble than it's worth. So currently I'm kind of like using this just rearranged. Well, I just use this to kind of like rearrange the size of the head, for example. And now we got something that is a bit closer to our character, whom I should probably give a name. Give me a sec. Well, actually, I do have a name. It is Bibu. So, with all that, yeah, with all that, I'm going to go with this thing. I start a line here. When did I make a line? Whatever. I'm gonna assume I probably did it with the background, probably. Oh, no, that is not a background thing. Ah, that's weird. Where does that line come from? Oh, hold on. Aha! That makes more sense. Let me just remove this and background back. There we go. Alright, so where were we? The next part would probably be to kind of like deconstruct everything. So let's see, I've got like torso kind of here. This there. Got the pelvis area, pelvic area. I'm sure I was doing it in a slightly different way the last time. Oh well. This also kind of works, so that's plenty fine. Did I do it with... I might have. Well, whatever. Let's go with this for now. Just kind of deconstructing everything at the moment. Hopefully this. Hopefully I didn't make them too... Hopefully I didn't make the arms too long. Actually, I'm pretty sure I made the arms too long. Probably. I made the arms too long. Okay. Well, whatever. It's, You know, these proportions really don't work right now, do they? Not just the proportions, but also just the pose is kind of flat, so... Guess it's time to push it in a bit, so... Let's see, I should be able to... Alright, this is gonna be like some extreme pose adjustment stuff. So, let's see. This. Cool. Alright. This. Push it a bit more. Basically, I'm just kind of like trying to push the pose into something that's a bit more dynamic to look at, I guess. So, you know, whenever you want to like have a dynamic pose, what you want is to like emphasize something called a line of action, I believe. Which is basically kind of like a line that just kind of that you could just kind of go through. But it's basically yeah, it's basically a line that you use to kind of like define where the main motion, quote unquote, of the drawing goes. So if I just go here real quick, just gonna make you an example. In here, the line I'm trying to get is, it's this one, yeah. Yeah, in this one, the line I'm trying to get is kind of like one that goes through here. Kind of like a line you could draw through the character. Which is kind of, yeah, kind of like this. Kind of bendy, kind of energetic. Like from the foot down to the top of the head. And so my goal right now is to kind of like try and push it inward so that it's more pronounced. So yeah, with this here, it's already starting to look a bit good. So yeah, I can go back to this and I can start making more shapes and things and shapes. Now the thing I was trying to do with the previous drawing is I was trying to get some sharper edges going. Just kind of stylistic choice, I guess. Nothing wrong with a little bit of stylistic choice in your stuff. So, like that. If you have, if any of you have any question about what I'm doing right now, my process or whatever, don't hesitate to ask. I might forget to explain a few things here and there. Alright, muscles a bit more like this probably. I wanted to bend a bit more inwards with a hand right there, kind of covering stuff here. The head turned like this, or maybe more like this. Learning dynamic posing with me. With me. So let's see. Got the. Oh, got the neck. Let's see. This is still a bit high here, but let's see. Okay, yeah, that makes more sense. So, like this. Like this, yeah. Gonna have to do the chest as well, a bit more. So I want it to be like that, or more like this, actually. Alright, so starting to have a pretty good kind of shape for the body here. Something that can help with your shapes is to kind of like think of them as like 3D objects in a sense. Like a lot of people say like, oh, you, for example, like, oh, you do like a circle when you're doing like a leg or whatever. Generally, it's more like a, if I go here once again, let me just clear this layer. generally I think more of like solids and stuff. Like here, it's like, oh, it's kind of like a cylinder right there. Here, it's kind of a bit curvy here. We get like another one with a smaller tip, so it's kind of like a bit more like a cone. I mean, usually people do the same. Usually people do the same with the legs. Since I tend to make people that have more powerful legs, shall we say, I tend to usually think of them as like more of a cut off, stretched sphere, kind of. Imagine like you're stretching a sphere with Play-Doh, probably. And so on and so forth for pretty much the entire body. It's a method that kind of like helps with figuring out the angle of things, figuring out some handful of things with them. Now then, this is pretty stretched out here, so probably be... Those are a lot of back muscles here. Let me just attenuate that a bit. And stretch this overall like this. That works. Alright. So with that, I've got her hand around here, more or less. Gonna also add some ankle stuff here because I forgot. Make it a bit more angular and stuff. Alright, that's a good start here. I'll take a moment to like review it a bit, look at it under different angles, flipped upside down, flipped to the other side. Now I can kind of see that this shape, this head shape needs a bit more rounding out here. And there we go. That works pretty well. Alright, now then. Oh, I do still have the actual club to sketch out. You know what I just realized? I've never drawn a club before, so let me just show you a thing real quick. What do I do when I gotta draw a thing that I have never drawn before? So, let me see. Club, wooden club, for example. Alright. So, if I have something that I've never drawn before, and I want to learn how to draw it, what I do is, well, I just get reference pictures for it. Usually I can get away with like photographic stuff in that sense. And I can get away with like, you can get away with way more photographic references than you might think. For this, I use a little software called PureRef. Basically kind of like looks at like this. And what you can do is like copy paste or drag and drop whatever kinds of pictures you want on it. So like if I do just a quick like Google search of what a club might look like, I can get maybe this, for example. And there we go, it's in here. I've got stuff like this. This one is like kind of very carefully carved and stuff. A lot of these seem to be 3D objects as well. This one is from... what website is this? The Metropolitan Museum of Art. So it's probably like something more historical. This one is a lot more like in the process, and it's also like a lot bigger than the rest of them, which might pose an issue, except for the fact that you can pretty much edit the pictures however you want. You can like move them around, you can scale them up and down, you can rotate them if you want. Even if there's like too much unused space, you can just hold C, drag here, and crop it. And you can then readjust them a little bit. Like this. Let me just add a few more club-looking things. Now this one is a bit too small, so I'm gonna scale it up. Actually, I used the wrong one, didn't I? Oh, never mind. Alright. Okay, this one is from ArtStation. Ah, there we go. This one looks a lot more rough. Like a lot more crude and stuff. That might work a lot better. Caveman Club. This one looks fake. Hold on. Hold on. This one as well. I can rotate it. I can also like hold shift, kind of like snap it if I want to. And that is probably enough to like kind of take care of. Once that's done, I can like put them into place here and there. I can click on Control O to kind of like have them together. Then Control S to save them somewhere. So in that case, I will just put it there, save it as club, and there we go. Now you have all of this that you can use as a full reference board. So yeah. Alright, so where are we? Drawing the club, right? So now I've got something to work off of. Not like I needed a lot of stuff here. I mean, it's a club. It's pretty basic. It's basically just a big stick you hit stuff with, so it's not really that intricate. Anyways, let me just put this somewhere where it doesn't inconvenience me too much. Something like right here. Yeah, let's go with that. And there we go. So let's just start with the lowering this. This. Let's just start with the club itself, I guess. What we want is kind of like a very thin cone with like the tip removed for this. bit irregular. Put this like this, and there we go. Now I just need to put in this here. So now it's put in like this. And once that is done, I can just add the mushroom shapes we've got. And erase whatever parts we don't need. We're gonna have something like this here. Like a big mushroom thing. I tend to sketch very loosely whenever I sketch stuff. It's kind of a habit I've developed. I do feel like it makes things a lot faster, a bit easier to work with. Even though it's not exactly like that accurate. Maybe not like this, maybe more like this. There we go. Let me just go upside down. This might make a few things a bit easier. Add more layers of mushrooms here. Like a lot more. And there we go. Something like that. With a few more mushrooms down the line. And some carvings here and there. Here you've got one. Here, another one. And we've got these lines for more like wood textures, kind of. Spend a little bit more on the markings. And have some wrap here for the handle. And there we go. We got a sketch of a club. I can also probably just remove the parts here that connect with the foot. And I can probably just add more of this here. There we go. Got a stick here. Now though, the foot here is kind of a bit high, isn't it? I have an idea. Remove this, like this. I completely forgot what size I was at. Was it this? Oh, it was bigger than that. Maybe smaller? Maybe a bit smaller. Oh no, it was 30. Okay. Let me just do this. basically I'm just making the... I'm just making it so that the foot is more like at an angle like this instead of like just being completely flat on the ground. If that makes any sense. So yeah, let me just use the eraser tool instead from now on. Alright, I'll take a drink of water real quick. Oh. Hey, Legend. I am currently drawing a Dnd character. I've got the design over there. This one. There we go. It's kind of this goblin druid, circle of spores. So it's basically a druid that specializes in mushrooms and stuff to basically make mushrooms explode and bring back the dead. So, you know, just normal mushroom stuff. So, yeah. I am currently working on that right now. So, yeah. Alright, where was I? Right, probably the ears and the hair and a bit of that. Just kind of like... Oh, right, the clothes as well, of course. Dear. Alright. So I'm feeling a bit more exhausted than usual since I haven't gotten to get that snack. Anyways, where was I? Ears, right, ears. Alright, let me just bring back the other reference thing I had. There we go. Get off here. Your is extremely sore. I see. I see. Well, take some time to rest. Take some time to rest up. So, can use the same stuff I was using earlier to add in the ears. I'm just gonna put this on like a different layer for now, just to make doubly sure that I don't mess things up. Something like this. And pointy that way. That works. A bit more angular like this. Alright, let's stretch this a little bit more. Like this, there we go. And this one should probably have a bit more shortening. Right? Hair time now. Let me just... There we go. So, how did I... Something here, I've got something there. This in this direction. Some of these. Some care at the back like this. Okay, so new thing about YouTube. Oh, alright. I'll see you around. Where was I? Right, new thing. A thing about YouTube, apparently, is the delay on it is kind of just very weird. Like, okay, I'm using OBS to broadcast stuff, and currently, well, because I'm broadcasting stuff to YouTube, I can see YouTube's chat from within OBS. However, for some reason, the chat only gets updated later on the stream. Like the chat you see just above me, that one gets only updated a little bit later. I would kind of like look at it, but I don't think my rig allows me to like bend my head that hard. So anyways, oh gosh. The hair is a bit short, I think, but yeah. Maybe a minute or two. Oh, there we go. I just received this message in chat, so we'll see how long it takes to show up on the... there we go. That's what I'm talking about. The chat that's on the stream has a different delay from the chat that I see. If that makes any sense. It takes like a few seconds for the chat up there, like right next here, to actually update when I'm on YouTube. And wait, I don't know. I understand myself. Basically, I get to see chat before it actually shows up on the side here, is what I mean. So, yeah. Ah, jeez. Sorry. Yeah, 30 seconds, probably. Maybe a bit less. I don't know. Ooh. Not entirely sure about the posture right now. Well, not the posture, the hair right now. it's a bit, how do you say? All over the place, I'd say, probably. So, let's just stop with this. This is probably enough. This is probably more than enough detail here. So, next up would be the clothes, and we've got... The clothes here are like pretty simple, I think. I mean, still fairly, how should I put it? The clothes are fairly complex, probably, but they're still fairly simple, so. It's basically just, a few things, essentially. Hold on, let me just... Gonna make it easier to see what's what. There we go. So we got clothes right there. And we've got cloth right there. And we have this right here, which represents... Actually, I should start with this first. This thing, which normally goes down to the knees, so I'm gonna like make it stop here. Something like this. Like this. More or less, whatever. Yeah. Right. And with that, there's like a pair of pants, because I couldn't really, when I first drew it, I couldn't really find a way to, something interesting to, put here, so I just put like a pair of asymmetrical pants there. Part of which are asymmetrical because part of them are just straight up ripped off. Well, that's, Apparently I'm dozing off, which is not exactly good. Not exactly good, no. Especially during a stream. Let's see, we've got 20 minutes. Yeah. I'm gonna keep going for a little bit, but I might have to call the stream early if it comes to that. There. we've got some bandages like going from there to foot here. And we've got some tattoos, which are not something that are usually easy to see, but I'm gonna add those at the very end. For now, I'm just going to add the glasses, and there we go. This is a very hard to read sketch. Phew! Maybe if I just did it like this, with a few different things. Maybe that's gonna help. A bit. Just a bit, though. I should probably just, get this longer. There we go. Just like that. Alright. Now then. Maybe I need to do this a bit more pointy. Like this or something. Oh, did I have something for the hands, actually? Oh, I did not, actually. Oh, maybe some bracelets, actually. Alright, now with that a bit more defined, I can go in a bit closer and have a bit more of a defined kind of thing. First off, though, I'll put everything in here and scale it up a bit so that it fills up this thing. You know, I think this is probably gonna look pretty good. Once, once I'm done with it. That is. I forgot the, I forgot the mushroom satchel right there. Alright, now then, let's go and make something that looks a bit more usable. So now we boop, and we boop, and there we go. I should probably start with naming my layers at some point. Stretch. God, I am hungry. Jeez. I mean, I don't feel like I should... I'll just try to do this quickly, I guess. Let me reduce the size of these so that I have a bit more to work with. And there we go. a bit big, actually. Oh, I should probably do a thing real quick. So, if you use Clip Studio Paint or a Photoshop or whatever, do try and have a look at your options there, because sometimes you might discover some new stuff. For example, in Clip Studio Paint, you can create separate windows for your canvas. And these windows will have different orientations. They can have different zoom levels. So very, very useful to have like an overview in like maybe a second screen or something. Another reason why this can be pretty good is if you work a lot with colors, and more importantly, if you work a lot with values. So like, basically values are, how should I explain this? The simple, very limited way of explaining it is basically what happens when you put your picture in a grayscale filter. Basically, values represent what your eyes represent how your eyes are going to define the contrast in the picture. So, how should I put it? More darker values might be associated with like more, actually, I'll use this other thing to demonstrate that. Higher values might be, yeah, higher values are like clearer, and they basically represent stuff that seems more luminous. And darker values are, well, pop a bit less and are usually associated with stuff that is less luminous. Now, does that sound like a very complicated way to say that like that like high values are brighter and dark values are not as bright? Yes, it does sound like that, but it is not that. It's not purely like your light level or whatever. Whatever color, whatever hue you're using is actively going to affect your value. So for instance, I do have like a quick color profile thing I can use here to kind of like do a value check, as it were. And I can put it in and I can tell like which values are which. Now if I take this color wheel here, and if I take like a quick screenshot of it and put it in there, that is a very big canvas. You can see that, like, even though the hues here technically have the same luminosity, they will be picked up differently. Like, the stuff that's more towards green is brighter. Some of the stuff here is, like, a bit mid. And the stuff towards blue is just much darker. So, so yeah, understanding values is kind of like understanding how these colors affect each other. Or, well, no, actually, yeah, definitely a bit of that. But also, if you have multiple windows, what you can do is, let me just grab where there it is. What you can do with Clip Studio Paint, but also, if I recall correctly, with Photoshop, is you can set a specific color profile to this one window. So now you have a window with like a value check that updates basically in real time. Like this. This is one of the pretty cool things about having a window. In my case, I already have most of the colors here. So, in my, yeah, I already have most of the main colors I need in my design. So I'm mostly gonna be using this window in a second screen so that I can, yeah, here, in another screen so that I can have like a preview of what I'm working on, because I'm going to be going very zoomed in for the rest of this sketch, which I don't know if I'm gonna be able to finish on stream. Well, if I don't get to finish on stream, then what? Guess I'll just have to keep working on this on a different stream. Try to get it done then. Either way, like, I mean, I don't think I need to do this. I don't think I need to say this, but if you're not there already, do make sure to follow my Twitter, since that's pretty much where I'm going to be posting most of my stuff, including but not limited to the finished product for this, and when I'm preparing another stream, as well as other social interactions. So yeah, let me just yeah, my Twitter's handle is on there. It's probably going to be in this description of this stream once I'm done with it, because I didn't think of doing this earlier, which is very good planning on my part. So what is it I wanted to... Oh, right, this. There we go. Alright, and now we've got this. Just gonna remove whatever I can here. And so I didn't do a really good job at explaining how the clothing works on this character. Basically, it's kind of like all revolving kind of around this this sort of like ring thing. All the pieces of the top or whatever are like hooked onto this thing. We got like the part here, which is kind of around this. We got the that, whatever it's called. I have actually no idea what it's called. Which is just like hanging out below. And we've got these things which go over the arms. Here. Wait, there's this stuff here. This is just the this just work on the torn pants, right? Imagine forgetting the word pants. Couldn't be me. Alright, so. Something like that. I'll focus on the fold stuff in a bit. Right now, though, let's keep going. Boom. Bit more here. And oh, actually it's probably gonna cover parts of this. Oh, that's probably what I had here. Alright, let's reduce the size here. Stretch. Let's try and make it sharp a bit. Okay, I have to admit it's kind of hard to make the arm connect properly from there. It's kind of like surrounded by all this stuff. Okay. Oh, okay. Close. not entirely convinced. Oh well. But I don't feel like... Apologies, but like... I'm really starting to consider stopping the stream soon. I'm not quite where I thought I was, but also just I'm very hungry. So I'm gonna have to like actually sort that stuff out. But that being said, I also feel like this is not really a decent stopping point quite yet. I guess. I want to try and keep going for like, I don't know, 8, 10, 20 more minutes, perhaps. It's probably gonna be a bit on the shorter side as a stream. But, yeah. We did do some, Wait, what the hell? Oh, jeez. Oh, gosh. I had this completely the wrong way. That's why it felt weird. It should be, like, kind of following the curve of this here. Because this leg is kind of, like, going over. But this leg is kind of going straight down or something. So... Gosh, I have to fix this as well. It's not really... It's not really going over as best as I expected. But whatever. Whew. Yes. Yeah, let's go with that. I should probably finish the... Up. Hold on there. Yeah, sure, there we go. Just kind of vibing right now. Let's go with that. Alright, I'm just gonna take a bit of something to drink real quick. Alright. Oh, give me a sec. Might have to adjust this a little bit so that it's a bit more... But it's not too intrusive onto the so that's a bit clearer as well. Oh, right. This. And behind here as well. This. Just adding some bolts here and there. Okay. Oh, here too. Yep, I'm definitely starting to doze off. Jeez. Well, I wanted to have at least a sketch done for this, but unfortunately, I'm kind of at my limit right now. So... yeah, once again... let me close things off. It's, not often that I use YouTube for, like, streaming. Actually, no, that was the very first time I ever used YouTube for streaming for like literally anything. So yeah, that was a bit weird to get around. Still is a bit weird. But yeah, I'm going to be keeping on going like this, at least for the foreseeable future. And hopefully if this sees any sort of success, then I'll keep going with it. If not, well, I'll be reevaluating things. Once again, you can find my socials here, and once again as well, I will be revamping the Ko-fi page with more stuff like commissions and stuff. So do be sure to follow the Twitter to get some more news about that if you're interested in that, or if you know someone who might be interested in that. So yeah, with all that, I believe it is about time I called it. It's about time I called the stream. Not too long, unfortunately, but hopefully we still learned quite a few useful things. So yeah, guess I'll be seeing you. Laters.